Monday morning in the city of Abuja, Nigeria's capital. This is Good Morning Abuja, reaching you from the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5. My name is Neka Igwe. Welcome. Well, it's a bright new day. It's a brand new week, and we're looking forward to have a very productive week ahead. And it promises to be an interesting time on the program today if you stay with us. We'll start off with our motivational segment as usual. Coach Didi is standing by. This one is beautiful. It's on energy. She says energy is the new gold, returning energy for energy and making sure you stay around people, only people who inspire and motivate you to be the best of yourself. Let's take a look.
Energy is the new gold. Yeah, energy. Know those people who energize you. You love being in their company. Being around them makes you happy. You feel fulfilled. They add value to your life. Be around them more often. And then know those people who drain your energy. When you think about them, you go, ugh. When you see them, you go, ugh. These people not only take away energy, not only take away value from your life, but they also do not just matter. They also drill holes in your soul. So whichever way you look at it, they are just not supposed to be good around. So know these people. Energy is really important, because if you value your energy, you will value the people who add to it, because they help you to be more productive. So know which one then they belong to. Let us receive sense, You see this energy? It is gold.
Welcome back, and thank you so much, Coach Didi, for that wonderful one. Up next is our exercise and fitness corner, general body exercise. Don't forget that a healthy body is the one that moves and stays active. So get up and let's go on our fitness corner.
Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Woo! I love it! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2. Alright, now both legs are up. Still facing that way. Come on, guys, you're doing great. Step, drive, alright? Let's go. Step, drive, step, drive, step, drive, step, drive. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Now we're facing this way. Right leg is up. I love that energy. Keep it up. Right? Hands up.
5, 4,
let's go in 3, 2, 1, drive. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Don't get confused, guys. Let's go. Come on. You're doing great. Go. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Come on, guys. 3, 2. All right. Both legs are down. Come on, guys. You're doing well. Step, drive. Step, drive. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Step, drive. Step, drive. Step, drive. Step, drive. Step, drive. Good job. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's go. Come on, guys. Work with me. This is fun. Try this almost every day. Stop. Facing this way. Left leg is up. Good job, guys.
Yes, indeed. A healthy body is the one that exercises actively. And yes, exercise is medicine. So make it a point of duty every single day. Well, right now we'll take a short break. And when we come back, it will be time for our discussion segment. You want to stay with us.
Hello friends, welcome to Kiddie Zone. My name is Omarade with Erse. Here with me is
Oguntayo. I am Kwasi Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun and I hope you had fun.
Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion, ostriches, and buffaloes.
Welcome back. Of course, every morning on the program, we get to educate and inform you. So, now about this time, we're going to have a discussion on developments in economic growth in the past year. To help me do justice to this, I have with me the ever brilliant and dynamic Global Director, Africa House. Let's meet and welcome Engineer Abayomi Onosonya. Good morning and Happy New Year to you,
Happy New
sir.
Year. Good to have you. Thank you so much.
How was your
Thank you.
celebration?
It was solemn, quiet, and then,
And
just
restful.
restful. Exactly. Thank you.
Beautiful. We're glad to be back in the new
It's a
year.
pleasure. Thank you.
Can we discuss last year's economic highlights, provide context for the future plans? Let's talk about the highlights that we had last year.
All right. First of all, good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Nigeria. Happy New Year. Good to be back in the new year. And I hope the year brings us prosperity, wealth, and all the things we wish for. Yes, 2024 was an eventful year because 2024 was filled with ups and downs in terms of the economic activities and, of course, in terms of the way it affects our lives. I'll just mention one or two of them and then we'll see how we can improve on them. Of course, the one that everybody knows is the issue of the oil industry, the petroleum industry, the things that happen. For example, the Dangote refinery
Yes.
producing petrol, even amongst all the skepticism. And then we had the back and forth between Dangote refinery and the NNPC. And then eventually, Dangote refineries started to sell petrol, and to the excitement of Nigerians. And then, of course, no one can forget the price of the fuel pump price. And then towards the end of the year, we got a bit of good news with the reopening of the Warri refinery by the NNPC.
Yes.
And then finally, we had competition in petrol for the first time in a long time. And then, you had a reduction of the fuel
Of
price.
price.
And of course, you had recently when Dangote partnered with MRS, now petrol is being sold in some places for 935 naira and some places lower than that. So those are some of the interesting, and one of the interesting things that happened in 2024. And no one can forget what's it called, the different programs, the policies that for example, the tax reform that the government is trying to implement. And of course, you would remember that different states of the federation were complaining that this was not to their advantage. And then experts came explaining that, see, don't worry, this would be better for everyone on the long run. And then what comes to mind also is the what's it called, the ways and means thing that the federal government did, the payment of the ways and means loan, and were able to pay 4 point something trillion, back, that facility back to the central bank to ensure that our economy becomes stabilized, because that way we know that we're making progress. And also, one will recall that the president promised that inflation will be reduced from 36.4% to 15%, and we're still waiting for that to happen because food prices skyrocketed in 2024, and the bags of rice was sold even this Yuletide, the last December, for as high as 150,000 naira per bag. And then many people could not eat their jollof because
I hardly had my chicken.
exactly. So people had to improvise. So 2024 was a challenging year, and at the same time, we made some pretty good gains in terms of the economy. But the truth is, Nigerians are resilient people,
Yeah.
and we're able to improvise. And of course, going forward in 2025, for sure, we'll be better off because it has prepared us, for the journey ahead. And like Mr. President said, yes, we would. There will be gains on the long run. And in fact, if you recall, during the celebrations, people were able to use the so-called CNG buses across from Abuja to different states of the federation. People thought this wasn't going to work, and of course, it worked. There were a lot of people who actually, posted the video evidence to show that yes, this is the CNG bus, subsidized CNG bus. For example, from Abuja to Lagos was being done for, I think, was it 13,000 naira or so. And of course, no one can forget the free train rides, that the federal government promised and all that. So, looking forward, I think we should be optimistic because that's what we can do. Because the platform is being built, and it's left for us now to latch onto that platform in 2025 while supporting the government. And of course, we in the private sector and as individuals, we have a whole lot to do, and we need to suggest where government needs to improve in order to build a wonderful 2025 for us. And if we have time, I'll talk about some of the changes that the federal government can make to be able to help us live better.
Can we be confident that all of this will lead into positivity, especially talking about this New Year's economy?
Yes, it will. It will because, for example, the CNG thing. Yes, it started slow. It started very, very slow, and then to shock you that a whole lot of people have actually converted their cars to CNG now, and then people are beginning to see a bit of respite, in that field. Although we're not there yet. Like when the CNG thing started, to convert your car was around 1.3 million, 1.2 million, but now it's around 900 and something. And this is why I said we, the private sector, need to partner with the government to ensure that this industry, at least we have that ability to move freely within Nigeria without worrying about petrol price, filling your tank with 70,000 naira for a single tank that will last you a few days. So, I mean, in that regard, the private sector needs to say, you know what, let's partner with the government. Let's invest money into manufacturing some of these kits. And this is some of the things we are doing as an organization as well in 2025, because we discovered that government can't do this alone. We really, really, really need to help the government and the average Nigerian to, feel, that comfort that we deserve. We've been suffering for a long time. We need that, moment of eureka to say, finally, peace. So oil and gas industry, the CNG projects needs a bit of partnership with the federal government, and of course, the government has a lot of responsibilities too. For example, cutting the cost of governance in terms of cutting out excesses. During the Yuletide, you see a lot of some of those things, like you see a politician going with 10, 20 cars convoy. We need to cut that down, even if it's not for the sake of the petrol. At least let's show the people that yes, we lead by example. So we need to do that. We need to tune down on excesses in terms of how we spend. And our MDs also need to start thinking partnership, because the journey of building a great nation, the government simply can't do it alone. It is not possible. They need help. For example, let's say media, for example, NTA, National Retention Agency, for example, they need private sector partners to come in to reorient the Nigerian mind, reset our thinking, because unfortunately, the uneducated Nigerian is often swayed by fake news. You go online, they'll just put information that is not true, that can actually cause chaos. But if the private sector comes in, partners with the various media organizations, we're able to propagate the news, the real news, the facts of what's going on in our economy, to show the efforts of the government at building a safer and a wonderful nation. And that, I believe, partnership is actually the way out, or the fastest way to achieving what we need to achieve in 2020, economic growth that we desire in 2025. And I'm calling on to the private sector, work with government. Government is your friend. Let's build this nation together. They can't do it alone. Partnership in different fields, from food to media to engineering to construction and all that.
You educated us a whole lot last year, especially on export, the industry. Does it hold any promise still for 2025?
Wow, export, I'll keep saying, is the only way out of economic mess, because why the exchange rate is still what it is today, or why many people don't have jobs, is because we're not earning enough money. And in order for you to earn money, you need to be able to sell what you have to the outside world. And NEPC is trying their best, but unfortunately, their best needs a bit of help from the private sector. And what do I mean by this? They've done a lot of conferences. I was opportunity to attend one of them at the Villa last year. And then I made the position clear that, listen, export is something we need to push for, but the platform that enables export needs to be on ground. I met with a lot of potential exporters at that particular conference. Some of them even came to my office and they were like, "Oh God, we have this product, fantastic products." And let me use an example. There was this lady manufacturing, she calls it date coffee. That was the first time I heard of it. I was like, "What is date coffee?" And she said, "No, it's made from the seed of dates." And she literally begged me to try. And when I tried it, this, in my opinion, is better than coffee. Fantastic, without the caffeine and everything. Fantastic product, and this is something we can export to the rest of the world. But unfortunately, she doesn't have that platform. Platform basically means, in terms of machinery, equipment, she needs to expand her production, to standardize her products, and also access to those foreign markets, which NEPC cannot do alone. They need to work with the private sector to open up markets in regions where people have experience to say, you know what, let's take this date coffee, let's say to Europe, for example. And in order to do that, our embassies or our foreign missions have a lot of work to play, a lot of role to play in this. They have to be the ones who will create the platform for people like us or businesses like us to go and market, do a campaign to say Nigeria is ready for business. Come and buy from Nigeria. So export, I will still maintain, is one area that 2025 everybody needs to take seriously. And in order for us to do that, we need to do the groundwork to ensure that we have a good product. NAFDAC has a whole lot of role to play in this. They're doing a fantastic job under the leadership of Professor Mojisola. But what they need to do is they need more hands on deck. They need more people, more staff to ensure that the NAFDAC registration process should be around a month maximum. Currently, it's about 90 days, which is fantastic, but they need to do more. They need government investment, private sector support. And one area that I am passionate about is going beyond packaged foods. Have you ever been to our normal local markets recently? You see how our food is being handled. You always want to vomit. There you see the meat seller selling the meat where there's flies everywhere. You see the orange seller just keeping it on the floor, tomatoes. So we need to move to the era of even making sure our food is safe from the beginning, whereby from the way it's harvested to the way it's washed, because some of our food products are not even washed at all. You take it on with the dirt and the mud, with the viruses and the pathogens, and then you have to do the cleaning yourself. So in order for us to, so we are on a personal or on a campaign as a company to see how we can work with different agencies to ensure that our food is clean at every stage of the value chain. From the farmers, we teach the farmers, okay, clean your potatoes. This is the way you clean it, this is the way you package it, this is the way you dry it, so that once we're buying food, the food is safe. Because you know the funny thing is, most countries are watching us. For example, Australia, a friend of mine was saying that they got gari from Nigeria, and when they opened it in Australia, they found flies inside. This was packed gari. But the problem is from the source. There were some insect that laid its egg inside the gari, which you cannot see. So after that 30, 40 days of transit, the egg that they had hatched and they become flies. So Australia said, oh, this gari is poison. So if we had taught the farmer, oh, God, this is the way you process your gari. These are the principles, irradiation and all those principles. The gari will have been safe, and Australia will be buying gari from us or several other food products. So it's a whole lot of partnership that Nigeria needs to do, but government, I insist, cannot do it alone. We need to work together with government to build this wonderful nation.
Wow, interesting one there. We'll take a short break, and please, when we come back, there is a whole lot more into this wonderful discussion. Don't go anywhere.
Hello friends, welcome to Kiddies World. My name is Omar with Erse. Here with me is
Oguntayo, I am Kwasi Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you. I had so much fun, and I hope you had fun. Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion, orchids, and buffaloes.
Welcome back. We're still here discussing last year's economic highlights and how it can translate into economic development for this new year, 2025. And of course, I still have the Global Director, Africa House. So let's talk about challenges that entrepreneurs face, lessons that they learned, and how it can be improved upon in this new year.
Well, in 2024 and several years before, the number one challenge has always been access to finance. Because yes, some people have actually embarked on the entrepreneurial journey. They've discovered the product that they want to actually sell, but the problem is the finance to even get the machineries to get started. That's why, like I said earlier, that our value chain is not, I don't want to use the word sophisticated, is not efficient and clean enough for other countries to start rushing to Nigeria to buy. And in order for us to do that, you need certain levels of equipment. For example, food products. I hope you know that in order for food to be considered safe, the food must be handled by stainless steel equipment. That means you cannot use those old blenders that we use in those villages in those days when our mom used to give us tomato, go and blend it in that Madame Kafaya's place. You cannot use those things. It has to be stainless steel. And for you to have a stainless steel blend machine, is around 2-3 million. So how would an entrepreneur have access to 2-3 million? So this is where I believe the commercial banks needs to come into place. There has to be certain policies that basically twist their hand to finance the productivity of the Nigerian SME or small businesses, because banks make money in Nigeria. I won't mention which bank now. A bank, a famous bank in Nigeria, made 2.3 trillion in revenue in 2023. That's just one bank. You see, that's a lot of money. So if part of that money is being, by policy, they are forced to give loans at maybe single digit, not 20, 30% that nobody can pay by. So if they are able to do that, a lot of entrepreneurs will grow and they will do standard production from the beginning. Then NAFDAC does not have the stress of running after them. And if you go to Aba, for example, Aba people are very intelligent, brilliant people. They can manufacture anything. But their problem is why people do substandard products is the guy doesn't have the machine to package that coffee drink or to package that chocolate drink because he's forced to use whatever he has. Again, I'm not condoning this, but the truth is, if the resource is there, the technical expertise is there, the market is there, people will do the right thing. So finance is number one obstacle. Number two is anti-developmental policies, or shall I say that development activities of certain, I don't want to use agencies now, certain players. That's a good expression, players. What do I mean by this? When somebody opens a business anywhere in Nigeria, any business making even 10 naira per day, you discover that different council areas, different authorities will start bugging that person in terms of permits, licensing, and all that. While it is their right to collect those levies, but the truth is, it should be more of an education process. Say, okay, madam, you started your business. This is what the law says. You have to do this, have all these permits, and these are the ways of going about it. Not that when the person has started the business, then different agencies will come at different periods trying to harass that person. So this discourages a lot of businesses, and they close and say, just forget it. I'll just hide and do it in my house and be making very bad products. So the truth is, we need to remove different obstacles, and one of such obstacles is transportation. Logistics in Nigeria for a business is a nightmare. If you want to move a 20-ton truck from Abuja to Abakaliki, for example, it's a hassle. We tried it during this Yuletide. We sweated. It took us almost 4 days to reach Abakaliki because on the road, number one, we're bad. So many roadblocks, so many checkpoints by several agencies doing the same thing. So we need to find a way to ensure that the agencies do their job, because those people are doing a fantastic job, by the way. Because people often see them, these people are disturbing us. No, these people are stopping illegal activity. It will shock you the amount of drugs and weapons that flows on our roads. So we need to find a balance where the agencies will do their work and at the same time good legitimate businesses can move freely. Because if I'm able to deliver to you in Abakaliki in 24 hours, you say, that person is a reliable supplier, and you come back and buy from me. So these are some of the obstacles businesses face, and I believe in 2025 that the government needs to do more in terms of helping the agencies do their job, and at the same time free movement of goods. And let's use the train, for crying out loud. Let's invest heavily in cargo train.
It doesn't go everywhere.
That's the thing. So imagine even the places we have the train system, let's say between Abuja and Kaduna, let us utilize it 100%.
I would love to go from Abuja to my place in Abakaliki by train.
Me too.
To be faster, safer.
I was telling my friends, I said, listen, it would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice for us to just take a train from Abuja and just go to Lagos for Christmas or go for on a weekend? So these are some of the things that I think government needs to take a critical look at. If you create that ability for people to move up and down and goods and services to move, economy will grow automatically, and then the government will make more money in taxes, and then we can even export to our neighboring countries. So these are some of the things I believe that we need to put in place to be able to have that wonderful 2025.
Beautiful. Some Nigerian workers enjoyed minimum wage last year.
Yes.
What should they do to make sure that their salaries work for them and translate into development and growth?
Well, while many people will say the minimum wage is not...
I'm asking for a friend.
Exactly. The minimum wage is not... I don't want to use the word not to write home about. It's not... Yes, we appreciate it. Fantastic. It has helped a lot of people. It's fantastic. But we need to ensure that the private sector implements these principles. They need to, because some people have still refused to pay. Say, 70,000, where am I going to get the money from? Would you pay your mega 70,000? That's what people will say. So we need to ensure many people obey this law. And at the same time, we need to reduce inflation, because I believe the solution is not increasing salaries, it's actually making sure your salary is sufficient enough. 70,000 naira should be enough to pay rent, feed your children, buy petrol, and then have a bit left to invest. That's what I believe the solution is. In order to do that, food prices must come down, cost of transportation must reduce. We're using the CNG and other initiatives that the government is doing. And at the same time, Nigerians, we need to have a saving culture. Save your money. Don't blow everything. When you have excess money, start a small business in your house. Go through the learning curve, and at the same time, learn how to be an entrepreneur. Make all the mistakes, and then by the time you reach 2-3 years, you become good at it. And then before you
Policy-wise,
in terms of policy, I think they need to always consult with the private sector, ask them, because the private sector, they're the ones doing the heavy lifting. We're the ones who know what we're facing in terms of the stresses. So sit with the private sector, create a simple platform where people can partner with government. Don't create a bureaucratic red tape where the Oga says yes, but the directors will say no because I don't like his face or it's not from my village. So we need to create a platform that makes it easy for private sector and government to work together to build this wonderful nation. And I promise 2025 will be a wonderful year that we will not forget, and Nigeria will be great again.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
and
much.
have the very best of the year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. I've been speaking with engineer Abayomi Onosonya, the Global Director, Africa House, highlights for last year's economic activities and our prospects for this new year, 2025. Stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. There is a whole lot more after the break.
It was a busy day for fun seekers as they were seen in their numbers trooping into the Magic Land. Children were seen jumping around and participating in various games and activities. Many vendors took advantage of the day for brisk business with tight security. Entertainers were taking advantage also of the holiday. At 5 in the evening, many people were still in queue to gain entrance.
Anniversary of the birth of Christ is joy to the world. So we're happy, we're part of the celebration, at least we're alive to be part of it. Despite the hardship and the economic crunch, we have to still bring our family to be part of the celebration.
The large turnout is an indication that many residents did not travel for the holiday.
Enjoy that feature on how you can spend quality time with family and friends at recreational parks in the FCT. Now we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty, talking about discussing the real essence of marriage and family. We'll take a look particularly at how we can rescue the younger generation, because marriages seems like they end too soon even before they start. So to help me address this very important issue, I have a life coach. Yes, I want to call him that. He's a life coach in every sense of the word. He's the founder, CEO, Happy Home Marriage Consult. Please, let's welcome and greet my guest, Mr. Adebayo Abdulateef, CEO, Happy Home Marriage Consult. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. It's nice to be here, man.
Same here, and a happy new year to you.
Happy New Year to you too.
All right.
And so many singles out there who are planning to get married this year. This is their year.
This is their year.
Thank you very much.
All right. So now, what is really the essence of marriage? What is the real essence of marriage in the first place?
Okay, thank you for having me. Actually, talking about the essence of marriage, I'll just pick 2 points out of so many. And I think the number one essence of marriage is companionship. As you can see, when God created Adam in the Garden of Eden, and Adam was actually lonely. And you understand, he needed somebody to talk to, he needed somebody to help him out 1 or 2 things. And aside the fact that God actually had a plan for procreation, you understand, for we to multiply on earth. So, but the first thing he did was to bring Eve out of Adam so that he could have somebody to talk to. You understand? So the first essence is actually for companionship. That's what I tell most of my people, most of my clients. Because if procreation actually comes first as one of the first essence, why did Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ was born without a father. It means God actually create us either by
Without
from
couples.
yes without couples. But he has decided in his mercy that no, he wants us to live together. He don't want you to be lonely. He wants you to have somebody, and he wants you to enjoy yourself. So companionship is the fourth thing, then followed by procreation.
It's meant to promote friendship,
Friendship,
promote love,
peace, tranquility.
tranquility.
So you at peace, you've gone to work, coming back tired, you have somebody who has prepared nice food for you. At night, you want to sleep, you have somebody to cover you up, to have nice time with, and things like that.
Beautiful.
It's not good to be alone.
It's not good to be
It's not
alone.
good to be alone.
Two is better than one.
Yeah, very good. Good two. Good two. Better than one.
All right, now why does it seem like these marriages these days are ending too soon? It's rare to find a couple that have stayed together for over 20 or 30 years, splitting and going their separate ways. It's very rare. But it seems like it's very rampant with young couples these days. It ends too soon before it even reaches the first 5 years.
Thank you for that beautiful question. The marriage is ending too soon because we have actually deviated from God's plan of marriage. God has a designed plan for us for marriage, and He has given us a curriculum on how it will work. But we human beings, we have actually designed our own marriage and how we want it to be. God has made the man the head of the family. Let him also be the provider. You understand? Let the woman be there to support him. But I can tell you now today that so many men are now lazy. They are not even ready to do anything. Then these women who are actually meant to be the supporter, they are now the one providing for the men. Because you can imagine a man who does not have a work, has one wife, and is also planning to marry a second wife again, to live on the woman's money. So you can see how people are actually deviating. That's one out of it. Number two is so many people are going into marriage with the mindset of I'm not going into the marriage to give my all. It's whatever he gives me, I'm going to give him back. That's a different mindset. There's also a mindset of my marriage is a 50-50 things. You contribute half, I contribute half, which I tell people that's the devilish idea. God's plan for marriage is for you to give your all. As a man and a woman, give your support, total support to him. Let him also support you as a wife, and you both enjoy the marriage. So sometimes it's the mindset of people going to the marriage. And even for those who are married now, they're not being encouraging the singles to get married. Because violence, domestic abuse, violence here today, issues here tomorrow. Those who are even single are scared of even going into this marriage. So already they have a kind of a negative mindset that is this marriage actually for good? Does it worth it? It's not better for I stay alone and maintain my lane. So and that's one of the reasons why marriage is actually ending so soon. Unlike our fathers in their own days, they are so patient, they know what to do. Our mothers were patient, our mothers lived their life for our fathers. But these days, our women are out there saying we can do better than the men are ever doing. It's not going well
Speaking
for
of
us.
mindset, what is the proper mindset that a couple, both the man and the woman, what is the proper mindset for going into a marriage?
Thank you very much. I think the proper mindset going into marriage is for us to all know that marriage is an act of worship. Just like we Christians go to church to pray, Muslims go to mosque to pray, go for pilgrimage, and other things, and we see those as an act of worship. The same thing you should see your marriage as an act of worship because it's a commandment or recommendation by God to us that we should do. It does not mean that okay, if you don't do it, maybe you're going to hell or not. You understand that? But we should see marriage as an act of worship, and we should also see it as a selfless service. I'm going there because of God. So I try to correct some people's notion, some women's notion that I'm in this marriage because of my children. No, that's the wrong thing to think of. That you're in a marriage because of your children. No, you are in a marriage because of God, to fulfill God's commandment and to do what God has asked you to do and stay away from what He has asked you not to do. And with that, you're going to see God both in your children and in your husband. And don't expect too much from him. Don't expect too much from her. Put your expectation on God and make sure you pray and pray and pray.
You recently held a marriage conference at your consult with the theme Raising the Next Generation, the vital role of marriage in parenting and socialization. What prompted you to organize this conference?
Well, thank you very much. We had that conference in Kaduna on the 21st of December last year, and it was very beautiful, having guest lecturers such as Dr. Sheikh Abdul Fattah Adeyemi, Mr. Bello Ibrahim, and Ajia Rabi Musa Salawa, who is the president of Kundia Mata Arewa. All of them talking on different topic of discussion. You understand now? Because when we look at the way marriage is going right now, I feel we need to save the coming generation. If at 2025, look at the rate of divorce. Are we actually encouraging our younger ones to actually emulate? Are we actually modeling them to see marriage as something that is beautiful, something that they can be eager to come into? You understand now? So if marriage is like this now, 2025, I can bet you in some few years to come, there will be no marriage again, except we both come together to rescue those children who are coming through how we parent them, how we handle our marriage, then the socialization and other things. We must come together to make sure that we rescue the coming generation.
Tell me more about your services at the consult. What are some of the services that you render at the consult?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm a professional trained marriage counselor.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trained by Binakum Family Counseling Center. I also went to Alikima University for matrimonial conflict management.
Wow.
So I'm not, so I'm professionally trained. And one of the things I do is actually premarital counseling, marital counseling, pre and post divorce counseling. Because we have people who want to go to divorce, we counsel you, let you know, okay, these are the possible outcomes of it. Are you ready? You made up your mind, okay, good and fine. It's not left for you because we don't decide for you. We only try to tell you, okay, look at these are the positives, these are the negatives. So you choose whichever one you want. Then also do matrimonial conflict management when couples are having problems, issues within themselves. Come to us. We are professionals. We're going to counsel you without emotions, without bias, because we don't know any one of you. I'm going to talk to you with the fear of God to make sure that things work. I'm not an advocate of divorce. I hate divorce totally. So I try as much as possible to make sure that your marriage will work for you.
Speaking about marriage counseling in this part of the world, African couples don't have that orientation that the need to access a marriage counselor when there is a crisis in the marriage. You will tell me about that. But first, we will take a short break. Please stay with us.
Don't care, no, I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care about tomorrow. Yeah, I just wanna be forever young. Yeah, I just wanna be forever young. I'm off the ground, no one can stop me now. Yeah, I just wanna be forever young. Forever young. Forever young. Forever young. Forever young. Forever young. Forever young.
Welcome back to the show. It's still Good Morning Abuja, and I'm here interacting with the CEO and founder for Happy Home Marriage Consult, life coach Adebayo Abdulateef. I see that this part of the world doesn't seem like couples have that orientation to access marriage counselorship the minute they have a crisis among them, unlike the Western culture where it is their number one option. What do you have to say about this?
Well, in this part of the world, marriage counseling is actually something we take with levity. We're actually not too serious about it. But in other parts of the world, it's a very lucrative business because even before going into marriage, you must be counseled. You must be counseled. And even in Nigeria, the Christians they're trying. No church is going to wed you without you attending classes. And the Muslims too are waking up to that fact now that no, you need to be counseled because you don't expect to know everything. And there's no trial version of marriage. That okay, you go into the marriage, when it fails, you come back and you have learned. You come. No. Meet professionals, meet counselors. Let them tell you one or two. Let them guide you on how you can actually have a good home and a good marriage. Just like we have family doctors. It's not bad for you to have a family counselor. Whenever you have an issue, instead of reporting your spouse to their parents or people, meet your professional counselor, family counselor. Let them put you through. when you need to be patient, when you need to talk about it, when you need to communicate, when you need to just let go so that your marriage keep moving. So we need to do more. Even for our government, we need to come into it and make it a law that no, you don't just you must show a certificate from a counseling consult or that yes, you have been counseled, maybe through classes that you actually prepared for this because you cannot continue with the way people go into marriage. I've seen a marriage in Kaduna. That day of marriage, the guy divorced the wife. The day of marriage,
The same day.
the same day of marriage.
Oh.
So what's the sense of bringing people together? You spend so much money, then immediately after that day, that lady is no longer a single person. You tag her a divorcee just for one day. You have not been met. You have not been after the marriage because everything was cooked with lies and everything. There was no place to put there was no home to put the lady. They deceived the family and everything. So we have a lot of deceit now. People know they don't want to go to people who will tell them the truth. Because by the time husband and wife go to meet the counselor now, okay, you can imagine a man who has an ailment, and the counselor is telling you that before this marriage, you must go for a medical checkup, which is one of the things we do in premarital counseling. And the man is telling you, okay, no, I've gone. You're not just going like that. You go together. Or sometimes we even okay, come, let's go together, so that you both will do it and we'll be sure that yes, everything. Most especially when it comes to genotype, you see people saying, I know my genotype now. I'm AA. How do you know you're AA? My family we don't sick. Is it by that? No. So counseling is very, very important. And there in abroad, very lucrative business. People pay good money. But here in Nigeria, you see most people want it free.
And it's nothing to be biased about.
That's no. Without emotion, these are professionals, and that's why on social media now we have a lot of quack counselors telling you things based on their own experience. Yeah, good and fine. Experience is best teacher, but please don't use just your own experience to counsel people. Look at other ways because marriage is not a one to fit all. You understand? Because we have different partners, different lifestyle, different upbringing. But counseling is actually very, very important.
Speaking about social media, some couple, let me hit the nail on the head. Some women, some wives, they go to social media and they see like couple A, couple B, this is how they're doing it. Oh, he just bought a car for her on her birthday. They just went into a new house. And they now go back to their homes and start making trouble with the man as if, why are you not measuring up? Why are you not doing the same thing that other men are doing? What do you have to say?
Well, comparison is the key to sadness.
Okay.
Yes, because by the time you begin to compare your marriage with other people, maybe your neighbor's marriage or people around you, then you're opening door for problem or conflict in your marriage. Because we don't call it problem, conflict issues in your marriage. Because that person you're actually looking at on social media, they're actually showing you the good parts. Maybe when they go out for eatery or when they go out to have their fun. But the day they are beating themselves, the day they are having issues, they don't film that and bring it to social media. So sometimes they want you to see what they want you to see, so that you will be at peace. You understand that? So we should try to we shouldn't be carried away with what we see on social media. And so sometimes when I see couples celebrating 3 years anniversary, wedding anniversary, 5 years anniversary, and I look at them and say, I pray God go with you. You understand now? Some are celebrating their anniversary, and I can tell you deep down inside them, they are suffering in their marriage. But because they want to paint it the way they want other people to see it outside. And you that you are seeing it, you think it's actually like that inside the house. Hey, it's never like that. It's never like that. So please don't get carried away with most things you see on social media. Yes, if you see the good advice from there, please pick it. But don't try to put your partner on unnecessary pressure that you must do this for me, you must buy a car for me, you must do. Please work with your partner with the kind of person they are.
Apart from content creators and maybe social media influencers, would you advocate for a couple bringing every little detail about their marriage out there?
That's a big problem. That's a big problem. But that's a big problem. It's a big issue now that we don't even know, because even in Quran, I believe even in Bible, they say God said lower your gaze. And somebody said even right now, if you lower your gaze as you are walking on the road, what about what things you watch on your phone? You see so many things on social media now. But I don't encourage couples coming with their whole life on social media, except you are a content creator using that to pass messages to people. But please, if you are not a content creator, you are not an educator, you are not a tutor or something like that, please maintain a private life.
There's
Maintain
a
a
reason
private
it's
life.
called private life.
Yes, maintain a private life and don't allow people, because people are actually watching you, looking at you, and they begin to feel, okay, that's how it is, and it's never like that. So who are you deceiving? Are you deceiving yourself or are you deceiving people out there? So private life is very, very
The
important.
best.
Yes, it's the best.
They say that it takes two to tango. Let's talk about it. What is the role of the man and the woman to ensure that the marriage really works?
Okay, thank you very much. I think number one thing is for them to see the marriage as an act of worship,
Partnership.
partnership. And number two thing is for them to have the letting go mindset, because marriage is where both people come together from different backgrounds. You don't know him, she doesn't know you. You're just coming to cohabit and form your own family. I can tell you, it's not going to be rosy throughout your journey of life, because it's a journey. You actually bring to a particular destination. You understand now? And we should walk through that path with the fear of God. Treat your partner the way you also want to be treated. Show empathy, show compassion, forgiveness, and communication. Most importantly, I tell people, don't allow communication to break in your marriage. If you allow communication to break in your marriage, I can tell you that marriage is 50% gone. Because if you don't communicate, other things will begin to come in. Other things will begin to come in. And before you know, you lose your intimacy. And when you see couples who don't maintain good intimacy, when you see couples whose bed shakes at all time, you see them happy at all time. You understand now? When you see couples who are happy with each other, I'm going home, I'm going home. It means their bed is also shaking at all time. When you make love to your wife all the time, or your wife enjoy you, your husband enjoy you, there will be no room for problem. There will no room for issues. But most times you see the woman saying, I'm not in the mood, I'm not in that. No, 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 no. Communicate. Even if you are not in the mood, talk it. Present it to him in a manner at which he will understand. Then you ask for the man. Even if you are not meeting up with your responsibility, let the woman know what you are up to. Communicate. And with this issue of, I don't want my husband to know what I earn, I don't want my wife to. So a lot of deceit in marriage. Please, for marriage to work, you need to be open. You need to forgive one another. You need to show compassion. You need to show empathy. And the fear of God is is the key.
Tell us more about forgiveness.
Forgiveness is everything. Forgiveness, because even God Himself is has told us, if God
And
will,
also related to when life is at risk.
well, forgiving somebody who has actually offended you is not like you doing that person a favor, but you're doing yourself a favor. It's like you setting a prisoner free inside you.
Okay.
Like when you offend me and I begin to keep it inside me, which means it's actually affecting my mental health. So the best thing is for me to forgive you and let it go, so that me myself, I will be fine. If God is going to hold us to everything we do wrong in this world, you can imagine what would have happened. Disaster here, disaster that. God wants to take us away. No, but whenever we commit sin, we look back to God. God, please forgive us. And it's okay, I've forgiven you. Open a new page again. And that's how we're going to live life. We offend ourselves, forgive ourselves.
Because of time, we have to start rounding up. What is your advice finally to singles and young couples out there? What is your word of advice?
Well, for the singles out there, I want to tell you not to lose hope. And I want to also tell you, please emulate good couples. Please don't listen to some other couples out there. Don't, most especially the social media. Emulate good couples out there. Look for people whom you see that their marriage is actually working. And listen to advice from people that are actually telling you the truth and not just what you want to hear. Then for the parents out there, please, I want to tell you that please let's be a good role model to our children. I can tell you that the marriage you are living today will form what your children will become tomorrow.
Discussing with the founder, CEO, Happy Home Marriage Consult, Mr. Adebayo Abdulateef. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, there's a whole lot more on Good Morning Abuja.
I wanna kiss you before the sun goes I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down.
It's still Good Morning Abuja on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5. Well, up next is Money Saving Tips. Welcome back from that tips, and I hope that you will make it a point of, adding your New Year resolutions to save more money for the year 2025. I have. Well, up next is our musical entertainment segment for your delight.
I must tell my mommy for ya. For the little things you they do, where they make me go low. Say you lock me for your color. Cause the way you dey go, you know clear, you don't do me bubble. I won't care. I go run away from love. I won't care. You don't finish me with love. Okay, your body fire go. Oh baby, why not yo? I did your matter. Your body na chama na loya go. Say why? The fire go. Oh then tell why not yo? Good body like Coco Joe. Yeah, you bust my head and I look good Joe.
And it's not what you used to. I'ma show you love from the new school. And it's not what you think about. And I'ma show you how that we move around. Oh, they've been trying to get to me. Freedom is my remedy. Oh, they've been trying to get to me, but they never get far. Said she want to be my baby. Said she want to be my lady. Oh, said she want to be my baby. Said she want to be my lady. Oh, be my baby. Said she want to.
You're beautiful from head to toe. Sissy, you're beautiful from head to toe. Baby, shark.
Welcome back. Our weather report is up next. Abuja and its environs. What would the weather be like for the day? Let's take a look. And the weather report there brings us to the end of today's episode of Good Morning Abuja on the Unity Station. It's a brand new week and still the beginning of the new year 2025. Go out there, make it productive, full of uncommon achievements. We'll see you again tomorrow bright and early. Please join us. My name is Neka Igwe. Until then, bye for now.